Last lot of the day, one of our favourites here at Lloyd's Classic Cars. We've sold quite a few.
Billy, we have sold a lot of VK Group A's over the years, but the HDT Group A, these ones are built by Peter Brock. They are the most collectible HDT car ever built by Peter Brock. They've demanded the most resale value. This car has only travelled 10,800 kilometres. It's still running the original Bridgestone Potenza RE71 tyres on it. And, mate, the car is new. It really is. 10,000 Ks. Have a look at it. Absolutely stunning. Like, they've usually got worn carpets and all that sort of stuff. You don't see too many with this sort of miles on them, and this thing is perfect. It's got the little copper remote alarm thing up the back, which was an option, I think, about 1,500 back in the day. I'll just pull the bonnet and give you a quick look if we've got time, because, as I said, it's a pretty special car with super low mileage, and, mate, you just don't see them with this sort of mileage, 10,000 Ks. Have a look at that. As it rolled out of the factory. Has got air conditioning. They never came with air conditioning. They were supposed to, but Brock knocked that on the head in the dying stage of these cars. So this one's got air fitted, the copper alarm, which was an option. An absolutely beautiful car. And there's a gentleman in the audience here, someone who's got one. He bought it brand new and he's still got it, but he won't part with it. And appreciating all the time, mate. Back to you.
Absolutely, another great example. Just over 10,000 kilometres travelled from you, ladies and gentlemen. Logbooks are still with the car, Ryan. Logbooks are still with the car, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best. I don't think you can fault the car. Beautiful, Glenn.
I would dare to say that Ryan said that this is the most appreciating HCT. I think it's the most appreciating Australian classic car at the moment. I mean, from where these were about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, to where they are now, they beat Phase 3 GDHOs hands down. And this one is just absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's like a brand new car. I mean, this as a future collectible, this thing's just got one way to go, and that's up.
I'm sitting here wondering why Peter Brock knocked the air conditioner on the head.
Yeah.
I mean, you can understand it if to homologate it, it had to be as per built, but that's not the case because this was never built to be homologated to race as such by him. I just don't know why he didn't put an air conditioner in it.
It's because he had the magic box of rocks under the bonnet, Alan.
Or maybe the polarizer, you know, as you say, in the glove box.
Let's go back and see what it makes.
10,000 a bit now, but it turned 10,000 better. At 210,000 on the blue Meanie. At 210. 210 we're bid, ladies and gentlemen. 210,000. At 210,000 there. Ryan's pointing something else out. What are we looking at, mate?
Oh, Billy, when they were built, they had HDT wheel sight and stickers on the back window. And after a couple of years, they usually perish in the sun. You can get replacement ones, but that's still the genuine sticker, still in good order. Still got the built by a Holden Australia sticker on the back window. Just, mate, even the steering wheel, I know it's only done 10,000, but a car of this age, there's no split in the leather. It's just absolutely perfect. It is a dead set time warp, this car. Beautiful. Factory headlights still in it too, which is good to see.
Okay, thanks for that, mate. While you've been talking, another bid's coming online. 215,000 online. At 215,000 we bid. At 215,000 now. At 215,000 now we bid. At 215,000 here. At 215,000 we bid. 215,000. 220. 220. Now they're getting serious on the phone. At 220. At 220 in bid now. At 220 in bid down here now, but at 220. Where do you find another one with 10,800 kilometres on? 220,000 it is. 220 on bid. 220 at 220,000 in bid down in now, but 220 in bid now, but 220 in bid. 220,000 it is. 220, 220,000, ladies and gentlemen. At 220,000 we bid. 220 at 220,000 a bid. What have they found down there?
Oh, mate, just showing the petrol tank. There's no marks on it. That's how they were when they came. They weren't even painted. All the everything underneath the car's as good as is on top. It's just stunning.
As you would expect, 220,000, stunning is the only way to describe the car. 220, ladies and gentlemen, at 220 a bid now, at 220 a bid down here now, but at 220 better, at 220,000 we bid, at 220 they're looking for another 5,000 to play, at 220, at 220 in bid, at 220, is it on the phone or online? On the phone, 220, at 220 bidder, at 220 bid, at 220 in bid now, at 220 better, at 220 in bid now, at 220 in bid now, at 220,000 here, at 220,000 here, at 220,000 now. Beautiful example, at 220, at 220,000 now. If you're in the market for one, ladies and gentlemen, this is certainly the one to buy. 220,000 the bidding's at the moment. 220 here. At 220 in bid, look for another 5,000. How's online, mate? At 220. At 220 in bid now. At 220 and go. At 220. 220,000 now. 220,000. 220,000. Tell him it's worth it. Tell him to put his hand up. 220. 220 we bid. 220,000 now. 220,000 it is. 220,000 here. 220,000 now. At 220,000. Come on if you're on the phone. 220,000 we bid. 220,000 if you want one. Another $5,000. Doesn't matter. This is the car to buy. 220 it is. 220 we're at, ladies and gentlemen. 220,000 a bid. 220,000 a bid down in now, but 220,000 now, but 220,000 now. At 220,000 here. 220,000 now. 220,000. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you've probably seen some of the Sir Jack Brabham memorabilia here down around the front. We've got some of that coming up, so keep your eyes out with Lloyd's Classic Car Auctions. A little bit of that to come up. 220 we've got. 220 we got there now. 220,000. What do you reckon, boys? Any chance you can get a decision out of them? 220,000. 220. 220,000 we bid. 220,000. 220. Are they the original tyres, Ryan, or are they...
No, Billy, they are the original Bridgestone Pretenders. Yep. 225 50/16s. When they first came out, a 16-inch wheel in an Australian car was unheard of. They were all 15s, and they were expensive. I think back then the cheapest tyre you could buy in that size was about $290. But this is still, you'd have to replace the tyres, but it's still running on the original tyres, which is fantastic. So a very, very good car. They did bring out some Group A, Group 3s as well. They brought out a limited number of those with a Group 3 body kit. They're a little bit dearer, but they're not as popular as the standard Group A. This is the one everyone wants. You could also option Alpine white wheels. I think it was an extra $200 at the time. And mongrel thing to keep clean with the disc brake dust. But this car is just dead original. It hasn't even got, you could also get what they call the aero cover, which is a flat disc that went over the top of that to cover the wheel nuts. Well, this one's obviously just been ordered standard from the factory. It's got the air conditioning, the Cobra alarm, and that was it. So pretty special cars. Even the car that came after these cars, the VL Group A, the maroon ones, they were detuned a little bit. They were the heavy pollution gear on those cars, so they weren't as quick as these. These ones, they had the roller rockers, different camshaft, a lot better heads, and they were a great car. They had the standard exhaust restricted the horsepower. So Brock sold an exhaust as an option. You'd have to go and get it fitted yourself just to get through the ADRs back in the day. So they're a great car, great driver's car, and they still are today.
Yep, they certainly are. Okay, getting back to the bidding there, ladies and gentlemen. 220,000 we're at. At 220 better. At 220,000 we bid down there now. At 220,000 now. At 220,000 a bid. At 220,000 now. At 240. That was worth the wait. 240,000, he said. I think he's serious. 240,000 now. At 240,000 now. At 240,000 a bid down there now. At 240,000. At 240,000 if you want one. Go and find another one like this. 10,000 kilometres as new. 240,000, he says. At 240,000 now, money's here. At 240,000 we bid. At 240,000 a bid. At 240,000 now. At 240,000 now. At 240,000 we bid. At 240,000 now. At 240,000 here. At 240 here. At 240 a bid. 240 now. 240,000 a bid. At 240,000 better. 240,000 we bid, ladies and gentlemen. 240,000 it is. 240,000 we bid. 240,000. 240. There's two of them on the phone there. I hope they're ringing STD. 240,000. 240,000 it is. 240,000 a bid now, but at 240,000 now. At 240. At 240 now. At 240 now. Ryan's got something else he wants to say.
From brand new muscle cars. This one, the VK Group A, and the current W1 that have gone up in value immediately after they were sold. The XU ones didn't, the A9Xs didn't, they sat around for quite some time. The Walkinshaw sat around. The VK Group A, the instant they were sold, they jumped by 10. I remember seeing these things advertised and they were brand new and people were asking, they were 21,900, they were asking 30 and 40 grand and getting it within months. The HSV GTSR W1 that's just been released, they sold for 170. We've just sold one for I think 270 and they're on the same level. They're both collector cars and they're both something to invest in now and put away in the future and they're going to keep climbing in value.
Absolutely. Okay, there we go. Back to the bidding there. They've had enough time, surely. At 240,000 we bid. At 240,000 now. At 240,000 now. At 240,000 we bid. 240,000. Okay, he's coming over. Do they want to go some more? 240,000 we bid. At 240. $240,000 it is. At 240,000 now. We got two phone bidders. They're both at 240,000. 240,000. Can you get another 1,000 out of them, Nathan? Out of one. 240,000. You want to have a chat with them after? 240,000, ladies and gentlemen. We got two people on the phone with the same money. 240,000. We might just refer it in, have a chat with them, and we'll sort a deal out shortly. If you're here and you're serious, it's time to stick your hand up. 240,000 quickly, all over and done it. 240,000. Roll him through. We're going to have a chat to the two buyers there, and we'll let you know how we go later on.